Welcome to this edition of Collier Focus. On today's show, we'll take a look at the July 24th Board of County Commissioners meeting. The new Naples Zoo entrance design is approved. And the transportation building has a new name from a familiar face. I'm Troy Miller. We'll cover these stories and more next on Collier Focus. Stay tuned.
Whether reporting on the latest news stories or hot issues, taking a look at county government services, or announcing what's happening around the county, this is Collier Focus, bringing government home.
At the July 24th Board of County Commissioners meeting, the redesign of the entrance to the Naples Zoo was approved unanimously by the board. On June 26, 2012, the Board of County Commissioners reviewed various design options regarding the future entrance to the Naples Zoo, pursuant to the development of the new Gordon River Greenway Park project. The board voted to continue the agenda item to afford the Gordon River Greenway Stakeholders Committee the opportunity to fully review proposed modifications to Option D. On July 10, 2012, the stakeholders met and agreed upon a plan for Option D with modifications that include connecting the three ponds with a natural wood bridge effect, moving of a reclinata palm, as well as attempting to preserve the pond's plants, animals, and fish.
We've now been on county land since December 19th of 2005. In that time, we've put over $2 million in improvements because we became basically a nonprofit just prior to. So, the zoo's really seen explosive growth in the last half decade, which is pleasing because really in the last 10 years, we have doubled our income and we've doubled our attendance. So that's why a lot of these projects we're working on are essential, because when you've doubled everything but the parking stayed the same, the math doesn't work. So now with this new driveway, of which the pond experience is part of, that'll loop down into a massive 600 space parking lot. That's essential for our growth. We have to have these things if the zoo is going to continue to meet the demands of not only the community, but also our visitors. And the new exhibits we're adding, cheetahs have been awesome for us. We're having a record July right now. Actually, every month this year has been a record except for June. And we're only down 1,600 people because of Tropical Storm Debbie. So if not for that, we would have been up in June as well. So we're just getting outstanding support from everybody.
The Gordon River Greenway will stretch 2 miles from Golden Gate Parkway toward the heart of Naples. The project is currently still in the planning phase. The ad valorem property tax millage rate is expected to remain unchanged next year. The board unanimously adopted a resolution establishing millage rates as the maximum property tax rates to be levied in fiscal year 2012-2013. The board has consistently cut the budget year after year to remain millage neutral, as property values have decreased by 1/3 during the worst recession in 80 years. The general fund maximum proposed millage rate is 3.5645 per $1,000 of taxable value, or $356.45 per $100,000 of taxable value, and is below the statutory rolled back rate. This is the first time in recent years that property values did not drop.
We received property values from certified property values from the property appraiser on July 1st. That starts what we call the truth and millage process. And that culminates ultimately in October when we submit our final trim package. But the board will have 2 public hearings in September on the 6th and the 20th to consider the tentative adopted budget and the final adopted budget at both of those hearings. Now, as you mentioned, the millage rates that were adopted today are the maximum millage rates that can be provided. And those will be the rates that will be in the trim notices on August 4th, actually August 3rd. We'll provide the property appraiser with the maximum millage rates, and he will place those in the truth and millage notice, the trim notice, which will go out on or about the 24th of August. And the state says it has to go out 55 days after the submittal of the certified taxable values. So this just sets forth a series of events that will culminate with ultimately adoption of the final millage rates and the final budget on the 20th of September.
The unincorporated area general fund maximum proposed millage rate is .7161 per $1,000 of taxable value, or $71.61 per $100,000 of taxable value. There will soon be one more road connecting Lee and Collier counties. The board approved the staff's recommendation agreement between the developer of Parkland's PUD and Collier County to fund, design, permit, and construct Logan Boulevard North. Logan North will be constructed in 2 phases. Phase 1 will be from Tree Line Drive to the southern entrance of the Parkland's PUD. Phase 2 will be from the Parkland's entrance to Bonita Beach Road in Lee County. The improvement is consistent with the long-range transportation plan. The connection will improve public safety and provide the first connection to Lee County east of I-75 in Collier County's urban area. On July 25th, there was a ceremony renaming the transportation building on South Horseshoe Drive to the Norman Feeder Transportation Building. During Mr. Feeder's time as transportation administrator, he spearheaded an aggressive expansion of the county's road network that added or rebuilt 437 lane miles. As a result, traffic delays and congestion have been greatly reduced, and citizens and commerce can more easily traverse the county. Additionally, landscaped medians have been expanded, CAT bus services have been established, and a sidewalk pathway network has been added. Also, the Laley Area Stormwater Improvement Project and other drainage projects have been implemented to reduce flooding.
It makes me feel great, obviously. I very much appreciate it. All the nice words said, but in reality, whether it come from the commissioners who stood behind this issue from the very beginning and made sure it can get done, to the county manager's office, all the staff, that's how it got done. And so I obviously very much appreciate the honor, but I also recognize that it's a recognition of what an awful lot of people did and what it accomplished. And as I said in there, I think probably the most important of all is the legacy of the staff behind. There's an outstanding staff, and I feel very confident that we'll address the issues into the future, so I feel good about that.
Mr. Feeder's last day with the county was in March, and he tells us he is thoroughly enjoying his retirement. Wynn's Market was honored as Collier County's Business of the Month for July. The Wynn family has been a top food purveyor in Naples for decades. Back in 1948, Don Wynn's Sunshine Supermarket on 5th Avenue was famous for supplying local folks with the best groceries, produce, meats, and baked goods available in the growing city. Today, Wynn's Market on 9th Street has inherited that honor. In an effort to continue to meet the needs of the community, Wynn's Catering was further established in 1992. Congratulations to Wynn's Market for being Collier County's Business of the Month. Well, as we leave this edition of Collier Focus, we leave you with a look at Collier County's newest museum, the Naples Depot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Built in 1927 by the Seaboard Airline Railway, the Naples Depot is Collier County's newest historical museum. Closed during World War II, where it served as home for USO shows for the local Army Air Base, the depot reopened in 1952 and brought passengers and freight to the Naples area until finally closing in 1971. The Naples Depot Museum explains how generations of Southwest Floridians used technology and transportation to open up Collier County. As you step into the waiting area, you are transported back in time. The signboard, benches, and floors are all original. Photos of a time gone by are prominent throughout. The former depot features much more than just trains.
We start with the railroads, we go to the native transportation, then pioneer transportation, which you see right behind me, and then we move on to the wheeled vehicles and the motorized transportation in the back of the museum.
The new railroad helped to put Naples on the map.
The Orange Blossom Special arrived January 7th, 1927, and the building wasn't complete yet. There were actually more people on the train than lived in Naples at the time.
The museum features an exceptional collection of train replicas.
The Orange Blossom Special, of course, is very famous train. The Doodlebug is what serviced this station the most. Now that was for more like local traffic, basically from between Fort Myers and Naples that ran.
And you never have to worry about missing your train at the depot. The Orange Blossom Special makes a stop at the depot every 7 minutes. Beyond the train exhibits, Native American transportation in the form of canoes and walking trails are featured. During pioneer times, boats played a critical role in keeping Naples in touch with the outer world.
The reason that the boats were used so much, it was just a really tough drive or trip from Naples to Fort Myers over land. It was just a long, arduous journey. A trip to Fort Myers was an all-day affair to go up there and come back.
The museum features a 1922 Model T Ford hack, just like the one that took folks from the depot to their hotel. A 55 Chevy, an early swamp buggy racer, and a World War II aircraft engine.
Well, the aircraft engine is off of the T-6 trainer that operated here out of the Naples Army Airfield during World War II. And that is just something that hopefully will grab people's attention and make them want to look and read about the military history here in Naples when the airfield was an Army airfield.
The Bradley Gallery features revolving exhibits that include everything from history to photography to art. The museum also features a few pleasant surprises once you step outside.
We have 3 train cars outside. One is a 1947 Bud Tavern car, but it's a place, it would have been the last car on the train. It would be an observation car. If you went into the back part of the train, it's windows all around the train, and it's just small little chairs and tables to sit and have a drink. The next car, the green one, is a baggage car, and we use that for storage right now, so it's not open to the public. And the other one is a red caboose. It's a 1909 Sioux Line caboose, but it actually ended up as an Atlantic Coastline caboose, and we've painted it back to the Atlantic Coastline colors.
The Naples Depot is also the current home of the Lionel Train Museum of Naples. Inside, you can see one of the best interactive train model displays anywhere. Not only can you look at trains, but you can also take a ride on a miniature train that circles around the entire museum. The Lionel Train Museum is open on Saturdays. The Naples Depot Museum is open Monday through Saturday.